Okay, I have not done an update on my legs my probe droid. Damn. Probe droid. Damn. All right, let's try that shit again. Okay, I have not done an update on my Imperial probe droid legs in a while, probe droid in a while, so I thought I'd just catch up on it. So the legs are done. They're not painted, they're not scored yet, but they are done for the most part. Each one of them have a piston on them, and as you can see, and with mine, I made my piston receivers at an angle. As you, oh, wow, the lights, not the greatest. You see an angle right there. I did that in all of them. I wanted this thing to look really, really violent. So here are all the legs. Well, the short ones were A, B, and C, and the last two were D and F. I mean E and F. Well, no, A, B, D and E. I'm sorry. Yeah, so D and E. But anyway, this is them, and every part of it moves. So from here to here. That's not good. Let's fix that. And here. This one is not the greatest to show you. This one right here. So everything here on these things moves. So that's a really neat part of it. And as you can see, with this being a short leg, this thing is going to be massive. And so yeah. I hope that kind of points it out exactly how big this thing's going to be. So I'm going to have to go through this, score this, rust it up, put brown on it, and dirt, and everything else. So yeah, this is the legs. First off, I can't explain how much of a pain in the ass this thing has been. Multiple failures. Alright, this is one of them. So I was printing this middle piece, and this middle piece is just going to fit inside the piece I'm about to show you. There's 4 of these. So as you can see, they're extremely big. And this right here at this size is at that right there, and as big as that is, and as tall as it is here, it's at 11%. This one's farther along, and it's at 16%. So this thing is going to be massive. So if you're planning on doing this build, you need to be patient, and you need to make sure that your printer can withstand the requirement of it. Like mine, I've already had to replace the printer head on both of these once because it's running for so long. These are going to be running for about what it seems to be about 4 or 5 weeks till this print's done, and then I have to turn around and do it again. So yeah, this is kind of a doldrum of this build. So this is this. So this is the graveyard, is what I call it. These are all the parts that did not print. So all of this did not make the cut, obviously. So all this. These were failures of this. And you can see this a lot better because there's light. Thank God for that. But yeah, this is, as of right now, I think 6. Just 6 of the parts put together. What it did is they gave you 5 big ones as these. And then you have the small ones, I guess for weight. And then there's just plates that go on top that fill in these gaps. But those 2 over there are going to fit right in here. And there's going to be 4 of them to fill in this hole. The other 2 are over there. Other 4, excuse me. So these all go together. The legs that you saw downstairs go into those holes. So, as you can see, this is just 3/5 of it. This thing is going to be massive. Alright, so if you do plan on doing this, just know that it is going to be a headache. It's going to be an absolute headache. So please plan for that. And also make sure that you take out a small loan for the filament you're going to fucking need for this. Because right now, I think I'm already 20 deep in this. So this is definitely going to be the biggest. And we haven't even made it to the head yet. So, yeah, there's that. So, the really cool thing about this is the inside real estate. It gives you a lot of space for any sort of wiring you need to do. So, the voice box, like I have on the Gonk over here, is going to be really simple. I mean, you could almost make a tray, but you really don't need to because you got all these flat spaces in here. So you have all these crevices and cavities you can stick shit in. So that way you can, cut through it, get lights, whatever you need. Oh, sorry. And obviously you have these canals so you can run cables through. And obviously you're going to be sticking up on a pole of some sort to make it float because it's supposed to fucking float. The legs don't work. So that's going to be here, and you're going to be able to run your power cable through there. So you got a lot of real estate here to deal with. Kind of like the opposite with IG here, where his light is the lights in his head is just a one light, and coming out of the holes with no lens. This right here has 7 to 8 lenses on the head. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. So yeah, probe droid build. I want to show you a couple of the diagrams and everything that's going to go into it, just to show you how big it's going to be. So it's massive, and I know if you made it this far and you saw exactly how big that thing is. So here is the info sheet on it. So this is basically the PDF that comes with it when you buy it. So the guy that I go to, Dave at Droid Division, he is by far a master of his trade. This thing is massive. It's beautiful, and when you email Droid Division, he's going to answer you personally. So, not to mention, if you ask him any tips and tricks, he'll definitely help you out. So, one of the best merchants I've ever had to deal with when it comes down to just customer relationship. So, I'm going to try to get through this, so I'm not giving you any permanent information. But here's the head. It's going to come in several pieces. It's going to be put together just like this. So, going on, what is going to be a hard part are these lenses. They said that you could buy them, and they fit called glass domes, and you got to paint them black or something like that on the inside, leave the glassy side on the outside. But also with that, the lights, you got a lot of space for the lights, so that's going to be fun as well. Now, with the two antennas, I'm going to go ahead and do my own thing with this. I'm going to get a no shit car antenna from the 80s that actually goes up. So it's going to be motorized. Mine are going to be, but that is, from what I could see, is going to be about 6 months away compared on this build. So we're dealing with a very big build. So the parts that I was talking about is this right here. What I am printing are these 4 pieces right here that you could see. So it's 1, 2. Well, it shows 1, 2. Oh yeah, there's 4. Seemed like 5 for a second. But 4. And this is exactly how big it's going to be. So you have the 1, 2, and the pole is going to go right through the center, from what I understand. Now, what I was showing you early on the table was 3 of these with 3 of the leaves put in, and this is basically the cog or the gear setup of this, and this is the canals that I was talking about that you could run all through your cable. So yeah, there's that, and so yeah, it turns into this, and that all turns into that, and then it was really funny because they had the legs last, and I did the legs first because I thought the legs would just be the easiest. So, and not to mention there is a shitload of crap to put on this thing. Some people have gone on their own path and made stuff that you could just stick on it so it's damaged or whatever else, but a lot of cans, a lot of moving parts, but then you go within the legs. So yeah, so there's that, and just to basically give you another kind of a glimpse of what it kind of looks like, here is this, and it's just go ahead and start it. So this is one of those things. I know you only saw it in Empire for a couple seconds, but it was just absolutely amazing. Very creepy looking, and you get into the argument. You're like, all right, well, me and a couple Star Wars nerds got into it. We're like, okay, these things are disposable, right? They're consumable. They don't get repaired. They're sent there, and they're just
they're expendable. And it's like, well, we'll have to get into the actual weeds of it, but it's like, all right, well, if that's the case, I really don't feel like doing any scoring on it because it didn't do anything. It hasn't been anywhere. It doesn't have that, Star Wars passport to it where you look at it and it's been somewhere. So that was kind of a weird argument we had about it, but it's like, all right, well, cool. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put I'm gonna put the workmanship into it anyway, so that way it just looks great. So I'm gonna do that. Um, just a great character, and the Star Wars timeline. Very distinct too. And once you hear that voice, that call that it makes, you know exactly what it is. And one of the neat things, if you listen to it, obviously it's a human being talking, and they sped it up, but it's um, I see the Rebel base. Their defenses are quite impressive. So he actually has somewhat of an opinion. So it's really neat that that with the character you would think would just be disposable. And this is designed by Hardgroves, if I'm not, or Hardgreaves, same guy that made IG-88. So guy doesn't make shit, that's for sure. He makes this great stuff. So there's that. So yeah, with that build, I'm gonna keep y'all updated. And yeah, another thing I want to talk to you is the CRm4, the Creality CRm4. If you have one of these, don't give up all hope on it. I've noticed that on Amazon they stopped selling them. So obviously, with it being a high return item, there's not no longer being carried. So you'll have to get it in other places. And from what I've seen, it's still selling. But with this, if this thing fails, and it will a lot, uh, but you have to become very astute on it. And experience will tell you that number one, when you get one, if you do have one, get the plate, the removable magnetic plate, and flip it upside down immediately because the outer coating of the top will peel off. So you're just doing. I mean, of course, you can't have that. Just 1 millimeter. I mean, just a fraction of a millimeter in the wrong spot will make you print high or low. So flip it over. Flip it over and immediately and just print on the metal. And then if you have to, just 3D lack it or whatever your adhesive is on your plate that you use, hairspray, whatever. Use that to make sure your print don't slide around. Never avoid an opportunity to replace your CR Touch. It's just 35 bucks. Replace it often because if your Z offset keeps on rising, I mean, or keeps on going down. Excuse me. Your CR Touch is fucked. So just replace it. Another thing is the extruder. The extruder, once it takes you a long time to load your filament into it, it's fucked. So just replace it. I think that one's like 25 bucks. So usually what I'll do it, I'll replace my hot end, which is causes a lot of damage. Which the next one I'm going to do, I'm just going to replace that and see how it works. Replace your hot end, your extruder, and your CR Touch. So it's really easy to just take 3 bolts off the side. Your whole print head comes off, and just rebuild it. And that will help you out a lot. And you'll see that you'll get whenever you start getting that real bad texture on the walls of the outside of your 3D prints, you'll know that there's definitely something wrong with one of those. And each one of them can cause it, which really sucks because you're like, fuck, which one do I do? And it's like if you're going to replace one of them, just replace all. It's $100 and you're saving your rig. Because as of right now, I know that on the low end, you're at least $750 into that printer, and then plus any upgrades you had. So, and they don't sell them anymore. And the really sad thing about printers right now is I don't see a lot of there's not a lot of good reviews on all the other printers. So yeah, just replace those 3 and you'll be absolutely fine. But get discouraged. I know how bad it is that you put all that money into printer and you're like, fuck, it's not working. And I then of course comes the customer service where you have to email China, and it takes them 3 days just for them to come back to you. Oh, did you turn it on? you're like, oh, I'm coming to your house. You know, and it's just it's an absolute terrible experience. And if you're not, and also if you have a CRM4, please refer to the Facebook page. A lot of people using the CRM4 that are on there. So jump on there and do that, and you'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, do that. But yeah, if anybody has a CRM4, if y'all have any questions, yeah, just shoot them down in the comments, and I'll answer what I can. I mean, I'm not the greatest of 3D printers, but this one I'm very well stooped on, and I've saved 4 of them. I've been using these two in printing quality for like 2 years now. So I would like to say I'm a unicorn in this because I know a lot of people. I throw them out their fucking windows. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, if y'all have anything, just let me know. And yeah, stay frosty, and I'll keep y'all up to date on this build. All right, gunning out.